Welcome to another video from 10x Investor Education. Today, the stock I'm going to talk about is known as Velo 3D. So, this is SPAC stock which is merging with JAS Spitfire Acquisition Corporation. The symbol is SPFR. Again, symbol is SPFR. So, I would like to take a deep dive into this company and show you why I am bullish about this particular company and why I'm investing into. So this stock has been bought by ARK recently since the day that it was part of ARKQ, ARK Robotics ETF, but recently they also are buying part of ARKS, which is a ARK Space ETF. So this is 10x Investor Education, and disclaimer, this is not an advice. This is purely for entertainment and also my own research and my opinion why I'm buying into the stock. So I'm not your financial advisor. Do not buy or sell or the stock based on because what I said here. Please click the like button and subscribe if you're first time here, and please turn on notifications. So I usually tweet a couple of times a day in the mornings to make sure what I am buying, potentially what I like, something like that. So you might potentially want to go and look at my tweets at RK10x Investing. So this is one of the stock I am least worried about getting a short seller report. I know everybody is worried about SPACs, how they got sold off, and you got to be really picky when you are picking a particular SPAC these days. So you have to be really selective, and you have to do a deep dive and really see the potential of the company before getting into that, because if there is a short seller report, the stock could drop 20-30% easily. So the stock is still, in my view, at the current price around $10. Still is, so it's not a huge risk at this point. So that is the reason. That's not just the reason, or even ARK buying is not the reason. So ARK generally buy a lot, so that should not be a sole reason or a strategy to buy those stocks. But I look at deeply known as ARK conviction buys. This is how they classify as conviction buys. So for example, if you analyze ARK sells and buys, so every week they buy particular set of stocks and they sell other stocks and to buy these stocks. That's why they call ARK conviction buy stocks. So I look at some of the ARK conviction buy stocks, I keep track of them, and I deep dive, and if I like some of them, I buy. So this is the reason why I'm interested in this company. So this particular Velo 3D has a Sapphire AM system, which is, for example, chosen by Honeywell Aerospace. Also, a lot of components of SpaceX already printed by this their 3D printed company. So let's get into the details of this company. So basically, I have looked into other, I invested into Desktop Metal and also 3D printing company, multiple 3D printing companies, and I took a lot of videos on the stocks. So if you look at Desktop Metal, they can mass produce 3D print a lot of goods, but they cannot print a lot of what these guys Velo 3D are printing. The reasons is the purpose of Desktop Metal, their printers is different purpose than these, So they actually, the Velo 3D prints very high expensive, high complicated metal parts rather than Desktop Metal, which can produce a lot of parts but not necessarily complex parts. So the main difference is between high complexity parts and non-complex parts at large scale. That's the main difference. So the reason why I'm interested or invested into this is because the investments are the way they are spread into different industries, both space, aviation, defense, and energy industries. There you don't need millions of parts, you need probably thousands of parts, which are very complex to mass produce in a factory, but you can use the 3D printers, metal 3D printers, to produce them. So I am a long-term hold and initiate my position at $10.20. I will take you there in a second. So basically this is the one I'm talking about, JAS Spitfire Acquisition Corporation. This is where, after the announcement, this is where it came back here and then this is the price I got around it, and then slowly since March 23, if you look at ARK purchases, they have been buying this, and slowly, based on that tech sell-off, it falls down, but it's trading between $10.30 to $10.70 at this point. So who is this Acquisition Corp? Who owns this SPAC? Let's look into details quickly. So JAS Spitfire Acquisition, if you know or not, tennis legend Serena Williams is a member of SPAC team for JAS Spitfire Acquisition. So this is more like a celebrity SPAC, which I'm not attracted to celebrity SPACs, but in general, I look at the founders of the SPAC. So if you look at the founder, Starwood Capital, Starwood Real Estate REITs and hotels, he's the CEO, Barry. So he's the owner. And also he actually had a lot of acquisitions and a lot of SPAC investments before. So that is the reason why I believe, with a good founders to go with SPACs. So William has invested in over 30 companies with her Serena Ventures, including Tonal, Oli, and Masterclasses. So if you look at all of their investments, they are into hard companies they have invested into. So they are able to get good companies. Okay. So what is Velo 3D? So if you look at here, it is basically a 3D printing company which integrated software in it and which is used in high complex metal printing products. So named Velo 3D, named to Fast Company's annual list of world's most innovative companies. And this shows how many, what kind of parts, how complex, how depth, heat exchangers, turbine pumps, and then micro turbines. So in a lot of these, energy industries, these products are used in space and energy industries. These products are used. If you look at here, this is percentage held by institutions, and this has grown recently a lot. If you look at the 13F filings, so if you look at here, okay, this is gone. So if you look at a Fintel, so the main hedge fund investors, April 2nd, Citadel Advisors had 6.7% ownership. And you can say some of them are pipe investors. Maverick Capital, which is, potentially, I don't know if it's pipe or not, 8.7. Spitfire is probably the owners, the SPAC owners, 20%. Macho Partners is 7.5. Third Point LLC is 8.7. If you calculate total, this is close to 45% hedge funds or institutions ownership. And if you look at last couple of, this is ownership after the announcements, but before the announcements, if you look at here, for example, BlackRock, Healthcare of Ontario Pension Fund trusted in investor into $500,000, because based on the founders, they are able to attract a lot of pipe investments and a lot of people and invest into this stock. So for example, Berkeley WR, Citadel 1 million, that's what it shows. And actually Maverick Capital 3 million, and then Millennium Management 1.5 million stocks. So this is what I look for people who are investing, and these people are, I believe, long-term investors. They don't invest like, $50 million or $100 million, and they, just take profit after merging. So this is what I look for. And recent investment is from Citadel, which is one of the top 100 hedge funds, which manage around $35 billion assets under management, invested into 6.7% of this company. So let us look into the investor presentation quickly. So this is probably a 60 page. So I will not go into in depth because it's going to take a long time. So I am going to go very superficially into what, Barry Sternlicht. So he is the chairman of Starwood Properties, Hotels and Resorts. Starwood is a huge, capital group and the REITs. So it's a huge property group. And also, so this is basically proven record. JAS Spitfire world-class capabilities. So this is what I look for, founders. Okay, that is one thing. So I don't really care about this. The one thing I want to go through is basically 21% SPAC and founders share, and 7% pipe investors, and 72% existing shareholders. And if you look at here, 155 million, which is close to 350 million cash in the trust for the SPAC, and 150 million actually 50% of it is pipe, which is a decent pipe investment, and valuation is $1.6 billion when they go into public with this. So he is Benny Burr, founder and CEO. Is basically technology unit of Israel Intelligence National Security. And if you look at other companies, he's from First Solar, Applied Materials, and Khosla Ventures. So if you look at a glance, the company is founded in 2014. So as part of VC funding, they raised around $150 million, and the main pipe investors or investors part of other SPACs are these companies, Khosla, SpaceX, and also SpaceX is not only investor company but also a customer, blue chip customer. So these are the top customers of this particular company: SpaceX, Honeywell, Raytheon, Chromalloy, and this is they make a lot of complex parts: Aerojet, Rocketdyne, and Lam Research. So they are into space, aerospace, and other defense, and also Honeywell is in defense as well as energy parts. So if you look at here, let's get into the revenue potential. So the only thing I'm not very big fan is their current revenue. The current revenue is only close to $20 million. Next year they're expecting only $26 million. So this because they introduced new versions of these printers, and they are actually for example, Honeywell, they probably had only one 3D printer they sold or gave. But SpaceX, they sold multiple 3D printers. That is unknown. That's where probably revenue coming from, and other companies. So they do not have any large scale printers like 100 printers sold or anything yet. So that is the reason why the revenues are So yeah, when they say 26 million versus 20, 25, 46 million. So this is 25 times. This is the reason why I do not like this investor presentation, because everything they are very bullish in these presentations. So that is the reason why I would like to take you to another report where they analyze this investor presentation. So this is the whole investor presentation is about how they are a better company, more advanced company, and high value production market. That's what they talk about. So these parts are difficult to produce, very complex, in depth. So these are high value. These parts they can do it without any support. If you look at here, for example, SpaceX Raptor engine, a breakthrough in rocket engine technology. Velo 3D technology critical for SpaceX most efficient challenging engine. So basically the engine parts and also heavy Starship launch cards are reduced by printing these, because as I said, they don't need thousands of these parts, but producing these parts are very complex. That's the reason why the metal printers are very useful in producing these parts. So big and growing market. So what they are saying is between 2019 and 2030, this is like from 15 times or 16 times the market is going to grow. Okay, so this is what some of the parts they print. This is what they are showing, and themselves and the other power bed fusion companies who produce these metal parts. So again, this one they are showing they are not just a SpaceX. So one thing is, I think SpaceX is where they sell a lot of it right now, but they are showing as if they are diversified, so across multiple sectors including space, aviation, energy, and other. So if you look at Astra showing as one of their customer, and also Lockheed Martin, SpaceX, and Launcher, and also in aviation and defense, Raytheon, Honeywell. So if you look at here, a lot of big companies, they have their customers, and Honeywell, what products they are producing it, and they are showing what is the problem and what is the solution they are trying to solve. So for a jet engine manufacturer, what parts they are producing, that's what they are showing. So they are saying disruptive technology company, and multiple layers in depth these parts, they are very complex. That's what they are showing, and this is how the 3D printer looks and the software and how they can manage printing the process known as Sapphire Metal AM family of printers. Okay, so they are showing how it is going to grow and what market they are going to capture. So I want to get into one slide where they compare other printers companies. So this is the team and transaction overview, components. Okay, so this is where they are comparing themselves. So Desktop Metal, Markforged, both actually ARC invested into their company as part of 3D printing ETF, and also they have been buying Markforged as a lot more revenue, and both of the companies ARC invested. So I think, but they are going to invest a lot more in Velo 3D. Even these Proto Labs Materialize, ARC is into that because they have a separate 3D printing ETF. So, and other companies, enabled companies and legacy AM. So basically 3D systems and statuses, they are not these kind of printers, they are legacy printers. That's what they are showing. So, and the way they are showing is, main metal printer they're competing with is, Desktop Metal. That is where they're comparing with peer. So, TAM created by technology, total addressable market, with what the premium parts, because what they are saying is Desktop Metal is for mass scale cheap parts, okay, not same as what they are producing. That's the reason why their market share is $20 billion, where Desktop Metal doesn't have that kind of market share. So this is the reason, and also they are showing, Desktop Metal going down in market, whereas we are actually growing up. Okay, so this is the benchmark with other 3D companies. They are, including Markforged, Desktop Metal, and then EBITDA margin they are showing. So this is about the investor presentation. So let's get into. So one thing, as I said, Velo 3D named the Fast Company annual list of the world's most innovative manufacturing companies 2021. This is actually a recent article, so which I kind of agree. So another article from Investor Place, two reasons the Velo 3D SPAC is now boosting. Okay, as it said, so saying no to Elon Musk. Okay, so if you look at here, the quick notes here, Elon wanted to buy Velo 3D that they didn't want to sell. So we have had an opportunity to take them public. So he added, so basically the SPAC owner, Sterling, who is the Starwood Capital CEO, basically saying that, hey, Elon Musk wanted to buy, because we don't know what Elon Musk, which offer they gave. So certainly for announcement doesn't make sense. It's better to buy printers and use them rather than buying the company itself. He added that Velo 3D could even get acquired because they are probably the leader in their field. So this is at this point speculation, because 3D market is a lot of printers, a lot of companies are there. I don't think anybody will acquire at this point, but this is still a valid, solid company in my view. And how they are buying this part of ARC robotics fund. So this is what the Investor Place article basically is saying. Elon Musk is interested to buy this company at some point of that time. So this is Nanalyze, which is in a website just like Cathie Wood. They do a lot of deep dive research into the companies. So I would love, if you are interested to invest in this company, to go through this article, because it's the most, they deep dive into a lot of 3D print metal companies and also 3D printed companies. And if you look at here, 2014 San Francisco based startup Velo 3D. So the main point they actually talk about is approximately 30% and 70% of its revenue was derived from sales through SpaceX and for the fiscal years 2020 and 2029 respectively. So what they are saying is, 2019 30%, 70% is actually 2020, which is, so the most of the revenue came from SpaceX, and that is what should be one of the concern. If SpaceX goes a different direction, or they try to do their own printing, so then they will be in a huge loss for this company. So, and they are saying basically you should not have more than 10% of revenue coming from this one customer. I would agree, but for a startup like this where they have not sold in a wide sector, I don't think there should be a huge deal. So I do not agree with them. But that said, Velo3D has developed a full stack of solution, including software and a commodity and other things. So some additional information can be found in deck about competition high value parts. So basically, so the GE is in aviation and defense. So GE and EOS, SLM, all these companies, how other companies, because GE has a 3D printing company also, they basically are also competing with these companies. So, and also they are talking about how ARK Space ETF started into buying into this fund. So basically at the end of the day, they are saying is, so this is they don't recommend, okay, because they do, I think, recommend Desktop Metal more than this. And if you look at the reasons why, so 3D printing stocks available now, retail investor, you could easily hold all three. We much prefer to try and find the metal 3D printer stock with the least amount of risk and hold. So the reason why they say is because this revenue, Desktop Metal has a lot of customers compared to this particular company. So whereas this company is different, they produce high value metals in a certain customers and certain sectors. So even though they produce high value metal products, they print, so that is difficult to scale up the revenue, whereas Desktop Metal can scale up because a lot of companies need those parts. So that is the reason they are not big fans. But the way the amount of hedge funds investing and the investor acquisitions and also individual investors and also institutional buying that's happening, I think this has more potential to go up. I cannot say it will go to $15 and $20, but at least this is a solid company in my view, and there is less chance for it to go at $10 below. That's the reason why I'm invested into buying this company. So if you look at here, SpaceX is the only company. So for example, if you take a recent article, Primus Aerospace adapts to Velo3D's titanium AM system to unlock future of design. So this is basically another aerospace company where they adapted this Velo3D printers. So okay, so this is the news, that is when it came. If you look at the news, so it's a Sapphire 3D printing. So it's a billionaire Barry Stewart, so who is actually taking that company public. And if you look at the different parts which produce, they are actually giving a huge thumbs up for this company in my view. So this is again a similar article, and if you look at here, as I said, the Maverick Capital, which actually disclosed ownership of 3 million stocks of this particular JAS Spitfire acquisition company. So end of the day, as I said, I'm a long-term hold. This is a deep dive. I initiated my position at $10.20. As I see multiple institutional investors, new institutional investors buying, ARK accumulating as actually a conviction buy, I keep track, and also I do not buy a lot more, because this might, if it goes to around $11, that is actually breaking a new high, and that is actually good news. And if the tech stocks have momentum, and when the time comes for SPACs to go up, and it might have big potential to go up. And again, even if it goes to below $10, I'm not going to sell. As I said, I'm going to wait on this one, because I want multiple 3D printing companies. I do believe in the space of 3D printing, and the reason why, even with the tech downturn or tech sell off or even SPAC sell off, this is one of my favorite SPAC, and this is also is not very expensive at this point, and this is the reason I'm interested and invested into this company. Hopefully you like this deep dive, and please click the like button, and see you on my next video. Thank you.